An underwater Area 51 that's built on the edge of the Bermuda Triangle and on top of Atlantis? You heard it here first at Night God 333. Navy Military Base Autec, the Atlantic Undersea Test and Evaluation Center. Autec is a laboratory that performs integrated three-dimensional hydrospace measurements for underwater warfare. It's located just off Andros Island in the Bahamas. But it is believed there's much more to this military base than meets the eye, with ex-employees and witnesses stating they've seen things in the water that are unexplainable. This could explain all the weird happenings in the Bermuda Triangle. It is said that Autec was built on one of the many ruins of Atlantis scattered throughout the world due to the cataclysms, and that if you build on any portion of what was Atlantis, you can travel through different dimensions. Yes, you heard me right. There's a military base practicing interdimensional travel as we speak. It is said that the Autec military base was built shortly after Eisenhower met with aliens. This is where they signed the Greta Treaty, allowing the aliens to continue to abduct us and use us for experiments as long as they took us back home. And in return, the aliens would give us their tech and teach us how to use it, which would advance us thousands of years. Shortly after this, in 1958, they chose the location of the Autec military base. This is just off the tongue of the ocean, one of the deepest points known to man. 1,000 fathoms, 6,000 feet. One former employee told a story of when he was working for the Coast Guard just before he got a job at Autec. He was traversing the water between Autec and the Coast Guard base when the radar showed an anomaly that shouldn't have been there. It was as big as a landmass, 1 to 3 miles wide, stood on the screen for 3 minutes. Then suddenly it just disappeared and they never saw it again. So per sources that worked at Autec, says that there's an underwater base that's massive, and that this base uses the ruins of Atlantis' energy to travel through time and space. These sources stated that anywhere in the world, Atlantis' ruins have this energy, and they can use it. So my belief is, and my theory is, that the Bermuda Triangle is actually located on Atlantis' ruins. And that the reason people disappear so much there is because once in a while, this energy is kicked on. And maybe it's Autec military base doing it. These scientists stated that Atlantis' ruins are located all over the world due to the cataclysms and many other worldly events. Because if you dig deep, there's actually many places like the Bermuda Triangle. So yes, we have been time traveling. David Malcolm, a former Autec employee, said he was recovering a torpedo after a test run. And as he was recovering this torpedo, he saw a very large cylinder-shaped craft emerge from the water. And this was in the military operations area, so Autec had to know about it. He figured it to be 2, maybe 3 football fields long, and it moved through the water in complete silence. Another former employee, Victor McMonigal, he was a remote viewer for the CIA in the Cold War era. For those of you that don't know, remote viewers can use their psychic ability to see events in another country or another place in time. He claimed that during one of his remote viewing sessions, he saw a Stargate at the underwater base, and then he proceeded to see a 3-fingered alien with a skin suit on, flying a craft underwater. So researcher and UFO buff Maximilian de Lafayette says that he's talked to scientists that worked at Autec, and he could not disclose their names because he said he would disappear. Says that Autec underwater base is a multi-dimensional, multi-parallel gateway, or Stargate. He says that this Stargate has been built on Atlantis' ruins so it can harvest the energy and travel through time. They do this using hydroplasma, and any piece of this hydroplasma from Atlantis is required to travel through time and dimensions. He says it's an alien hub for communication with humans. So often you'll see anomalies over the Bahamas. You'll see alien entities coming out of the water because this Autec base was built. It was recently leaked that these pyramids were found off the west coast of Cuba. Why I say recently leaked instead of recently discovered is because they were actually found in 1998 by a couple underwater explorers from Canada. For some reason, the Navy and Cuba kept it hidden from the people. It's located just off the west side. There's been a lot of speculation surrounding the discovery, Many believe it's the lost city of Atlantis. Now this is just speculation, but I kind of agree, and here's why. For one, look how close it is to the Bermuda Triangle. Many theorize that the disappearances over the Bermuda Triangle are actually caused by Atlantis. Once in a while, a stargate or their power kicks on, and this is what's causing the planes and boats to disappear. Not only that, but it's near Autec military base in the Bahamas, known as underwater Area 51. One researcher, Maximilian de Lafayette, says he knows high-ranking officials that used to work there. They told him they built there over Atlantis as directed by aliens to harvest their technology.